Welcome to episode 2 of the Raw Paleo Lifestyle podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Zuckerman, and today what I want to talk about is the Raw Paleo Diet. So I'm going to talk about first what it is, who practices it, the theoretical underpinnings of the diet, and then finally the expected benefits and why people practice it. So let's start by explaining what it is. Like the name implies, it is a raw diet. There is no cooking and very little, if any, processing of foods. That includes blending, salting, making sauces, anything that requires processing is discouraged. It is paleo in the sense that the goal is to aim for foods that were available in Paleolithic times or are as similar as possible. So that means no junk food, obviously. It means that extremely cultivated or man-made fruits that don't occur in nature are discouraged. Wild game is preferable to domesticated livestock, and foods that were only made available in the Neolithic, like milk, cheese, stuff like that, is debatably discouraged. So there is a debate over these foods, but in all likelihood it is not really part of the diet. As part of processing is of course cooking using fire, which it is believed that for most of our past history we humans, apes, have not done. So in practice, the diet consists of fruits, berries, nuts, and all sorts of animal foods which are eaten raw. Yes, we're talking eggs, meat, organs, fish, shellfish, mollusks, insects, fats, and other miscellaneous food items like flowers that can be eaten, roots, tubers, but of course everything is raw. Now, this diet is practiced by a good number of people. It is obviously a very small fraction of the entire population of the world. But in absolute terms, there are people who have been doing it for years and many role models to learn from. Now, theoretically, the reason this diet makes sense as opposed to many other diets is that it is simply some basic inferences of the theory of evolution. The basic premises here are that for most of our recent evolutionary past, we have eaten the same way that other apes, like chimps, bonobos, have eaten. In particular, they don't cook their foods, and they sure as heck don't produce them in labs. On the other hand, they do eat meats, and they eat them raw, and all the food undergoes minimal processing. An additional premise here is that we have not had time, and by we I mean our digestive systems, to really adjust to food processing and cooking by fire. And this has been documented scientifically in various studies which show that the cooking produces all sorts of toxic or indigestible molecules. It's instructive to consider, of all things, panda bears. Panda bears are closely related to all the other bears, and all the other bears are omnivorous. Panda bears appear to be vegetarian, eating bamboo, and they've been around for many millennia. So you'd think they have adjusted fully to their diet of eating bamboo, that they are herbivorous now. But as you can see, pandas are on the brink of extinction. So just because there's been a long time doesn't necessarily mean that the digestive system has evolved to handle a new type of food. So that is the basic reasoning for the raw paleo diet, is that our digestive system is still not evolved to benefit fully from cooking. Now, as to the expected benefits of switching into this diet, well, they're pretty much the same ones that every diet will tell you about. Every diet advertises a loss of weight, more energy, feeling better, clearer skin, and all that stuff. This diet is no different. My experience is that it's not a lie. These are facts. At the same time, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not an easy diet to follow. Our society does not make it easy to follow a raw paleo diet, cook everything. And to be honest, our society doesn't make it easy to follow any diet since there's so much disgusting junk food everywhere. Candy that gets handed out for free, cake every birthday, and chips and chocolate bars in every grocery store. But you know this as well as I do. There are, however, some interesting benefits that you wouldn't expect. One benefit I have personally found is a decreased need to drink water. The simple explanation is that when you cook food, you are dehydrating it. Whereas if you eat it raw, then you are getting all the hydration out of it. Another great benefit is since it's a raw diet, you don't need to worry about all the things that come with cooking, like having fuel or electricity or whatever it is that you need to create a fire and then boil water and all those things. Don't need to worry about any of that.